Welcome friends once again to the class and happy Dashera to all of you. And I would like to discuss regarding the electoral bond policy, okay, which the Modi government brought, the electoral bonds, okay, electoral bonds. Now the Modi government brought electoral bonds in the year I think 2016-17, okay, or 2016 or 17. I am not remembering it properly, but the Modi government brought electoral bonds something around 2016 or 17. Now, the the uh, the logic which Mr. Arun Jaitley gave at that time, Mr. Arun Jaitley, who is late now, he is no more. So, the logic which Mr. Arun Jaitley as a finance minister gave during those days was that I want to bring about transparency in political funding. Okay, he was saying that I want to bring transparency in political funding. Now, if he wants to bring transparency in political funding, so there is a controversy behind it. Okay, what is the controversy we are going to see in this particular lecture only in the last segment. But as a UPSC aspirant, what must be your viewpoint as a UPSC aspirant? So the thing is that as a UPSC aspirant, you cannot tell the truth about electoral bonds. Okay, so see, you have to take the favor of government in electoral bonds also. Mr. Arun Jaitley said at that time that electoral bonds have been brought to bring about transparency in political funding. So you must keep that particular viewpoint only. Okay, in your answer sheet also, in your UPSC answer sheet also, and in your UPSC interview also, you must say that the electoral bonds were brought in order to bring transparency to the political funding system. Okay, you must say like this. Now let us discuss why these electoral bonds is controversial in nature. Okay, why it is controversial in nature and why this electoral bonds is a legal, corruption has been legalized after this electoral bond. Okay, although in your UPSC examination you must never say that corruption has been legalized, because the government doesn't accept that. Government is not accepting the fact that electoral bonds means corruption. So you have to keep the viewpoint of the government that electoral bonds have been brought about in order to bring transparency to the political funding system. You must keep this viewpoint because the government is not ready to accept that it is a form of corruption. Electoral bonds is a corruption has been legalized after this. Okay, the government doesn't accept this. So you must not accept this. Okay, if the interviewer asks you in the UPSC interview, if the interviewer asks you, suppose the UPSC chairman asks you, suppose that did the electoral bond bring about transparency in political funding, or was it a legal form of corruption? If suppose this question is asked to you in the interview, then you must say that it was a way to bring transparency in political funding system. Now we will understand how corruption has been legalized. Okay, after electoral bonds. In order to understand how corruption has been legalized after electoral bonds, you need to understand one thing, that what was the system which was existing, before electoral bonds. Okay, before electoral bonds came in, what was the system that was existing at that time? We must understand that in order to understand that what these electoral bonds have done actually. So before the electoral bonds were introduced, the thing was that every political party had to basically disclose. Okay, every corporate funding was already allowed to the political parties even before 2016-17. Even before 2016-17, the political funding by corporates was allowed. Okay, but the thing was that the political parties before electoral bonds had to declare, that this particular corporate has given me this much money, this another corporate has given me this much money, this third corporate has given me this much money. Okay, so the political parties had to declare this before electoral bonds. So if suppose a political party, suppose Congress, Congress, what was the system before electoral bonds? That's what I am telling you. Okay, what was the system which was existing before electoral bonds? Regarding that I am telling you right now. So the thing is that before electoral bonds, what used to happen is that, suppose there is Congress government at the center. Before 2014 it was Congress government at the center. So what happened was that, suppose Aditya Birla Group, suppose I am saying, so suppose Aditya Birla Group is the topmost contributor of political funding to INC, that is Indian National Congress. So suppose Aditya Birla Group is the topmost funding partner of Indian National Congress. Now, as there were no electoral bonds, so Congress had to declare that Aditya Birla Group is the one which has given me the most electoral fund, okay, means political fund. That was the thing which it had to declare, okay. Between 2014 to 2016 also, every political party had to declare this. Now, what is the importance of declaring which corporate has given me this much political money, okay, political election money, that this particular Falana corporate, okay, XYZ corporate has given me 1 crore rupees, suppose, as in the form of political funding. Now, before 2016-17, it was to be declared. So every political party used to declare it via a list, okay. They used to make a list, and via that list they used to declare which which corporate has given me the maximum amount of money, and what are the top 10 corporates who have given me money. That every political party used to declare, okay, before the introduction of electoral bonds. So what was the benefit of that? The benefit was that, suppose Congress was giving Congress was suppose getting 100 crore from Aditya Birla Group, then it had to declare that I got 100 crore from Aditya Birla Group. Now suppose if Congress gives tender, regarding the road construction, etc., whatever it may be. So suppose if Congress gives tender to Aditya Birla Group only, okay, so suppose there were 5 tenders, and all the five tenders coincidentally went to Aditya Birla Group, suppose. So what would have happened? The media would have questioned, okay, the media and the common public would have questioned the Congress government that 100 crore you got from Aditya Birla Group, and you are giving all the 5 tenders to Aditya Birla Group. It means that there is a corruption involved in this, okay. There is a corruption involved in this, because you are giving tenders to Aditya Birla Group. Aditya Birla Group is making what we can say, these are just hypothetical examples, okay. Please don't consider that I am telling you the real life example. No, I am telling you a hypothetical situation, okay. So all the 5 tenders were won by Aditya Birla Group, and Aditya Birla Group is now funding Congress, and the Congress had to declare it. As soon as Congress declared that I got 100 crore from Aditya Birla Group, what used to happen is that if all the 5 tenders have gone to, suppose, Aditya Birla Group, and Aditya Birla Group, whatever money Aditya Birla Group earned from that 5 tenders in the form of political gift, in the form of electoral gift, it used to give to Congress, okay, and Congress had to declare it. So the problem with the political party was that it was not able to give all the 5 tenders to a monopoly, okay. So Congress was not able to give all the 5 tenders to Aditya Birla Group only. Why? Because if they gave all the 5 tenders to Aditya Birla Group, and if Aditya Birla Group gives the most donation to the Congress party, and if the Congress party declares that Aditya Birla Group is the one who has given me the maximum number of funds, and the Aditya Birla Group is the one who has given me the maximum number of funds, and coincidentally all the 5 tenders also went to Aditya Birla Group. So it is what? It is a corruption. So it was declared corruption, okay. It would be declared corruption, and if the corruption is declared, then the media used to shout, okay. Media will shout, obviously, right, that you have given all the 5 tenders to Aditya Birla Group and you are getting political gifts in return. So you have basically done corruption over here, okay. That's what was the system before 2016-17. That even if some political party wanted to do corruption, it could not. Why it could not? Because it had to declare that I got funding from Aditya Birla Group, okay. I got funding from Aditya Birla Group, it had to declare, and if it had to declare that, it would be very difficult to give all the 5 tenders to Aditya Birla Group. So what they used to do? They used to give 5 tenders to 5 different corporates, okay, and all the 5 corporates in return used to give some 2 crore, 3 crore, okay, as form of electoral fund. This was the system which was existing before 2016-17. So the extreme corruption, okay, extreme form of corruption was not there because of that, because of transparency, okay. And now Mr. Arun Jaitley introduced in 2016-17 the system of electoral bonds. Now, what happened in electoral bonds? Let me tell you. In electoral bonds, there was a controversial point. In electoral bonds, there was a controversial point that the political party need not declare from where it got the money. Okay. In electoral bonds, what was the most controversial point? The most controversial point was that the political party need not declare now. Okay. After 2016-17, the system was such that the political party need not. Suppose if there is BJP. Okay. Suppose there is BJP. Now in 2016-17 BJP was ruling, obviously. So BJP passed this electoral bond system in which there was no need to declare for the political party. The political party had no need to declare from where it got the money. Okay. The political party had basically no need to declare, no compulsion to declare from where it got the electoral fund. Now suppose BJP gives all the 10 tenders, 15 tenders to Adani and Mukesh Ambani, Gautam Adani and Mukesh Ambani. Okay. So suppose if BJP gives all the 10, 15 tenders to Mukesh Ambani and Gautam Adani, then what will happen? The electoral bond system now demands that there is no need to declare what Gautam Adani and Mukesh Ambani, whatever they are giving to BJP, there is no need to declare it now, because electoral bond system is there now, new system is there now. Okay, so there is no need to declare why you gave tenders to Gautam Adani and Mukesh Ambani and you are getting so much money in as a form of political gift from them. There is no need to declare it now. Okay, as there is no need to declare it now, there is no transparency now. So what happened? The corruption increased many folds. Okay, the corruption increased many folds, and sometimes the Modi government even gave all the 10 tenders to Gautam Adani itself. Okay, and in return, I don't know, because it is not declared, so I cannot say that, but in return it must have got something, but it had no responsibility now because the electoral bond system came, so no need to declare now. And as there is no need to declare now, from where the media will start? Okay, how the media will shout now? Already 99.99% media is completely under the government. Okay, already 99.99% media is spreading the propaganda of the government. But whatever the 0.01% honest journalists which are there in the nation, 0.01% honest journalists which are there in the nation, how can they criticize BJP? Because they have no proof. They have no proof that Gautam Adani gave money to the BJP. They have no proof now. All the 10 tenders were won by Gautam Adani, and Gautam Adani now, whether Gautam Adani has given money to the under the electoral bond scheme to the BJP, okay, whether Mukesh Ambani has given money under the electoral bonds scheme to the BJP, there is no way to find out. Not even RTI will tell you, not even Right to Information will tell you this. This is a top secret. Okay, so how the 0.01% honest journalist, how will they criticize the government now? How will they come to know whether corruption is happening or not? Because as soon as the 0.01% honest journalist, as soon as an honest journalist says that Mr. Mukesh Ambani has given money to the BJP, or Mr. Gautam Adani has given money to the BJP will shout. BJP will say, what is the proof? What is the proof that you have? Okay, you are lying. You are a liar. You don't have any proof to prove that Gautam Adani gave us money, Mukesh Ambani gave us money. Okay, you have no proof, so you must keep shut. Otherwise, we will send you to the jail because you are lying, and lying in journalism is a crime. So we will send you to the jail in defamation case. Okay, so that is the system now. Okay. So even I don't know whether Mukesh Ambani or Gautam Adani have given money to the BJP or not, and in the form of electoral bonds. Okay, and even I cannot declare this on my channel because it would be complete because I don't have proof. Okay, but by common sense one can think what must be behind the scene, what must be there behind the scene. You can obviously think with the help of your mind, okay, if you have common sense. So that is the system. But as far as UPSC CSE exam is concerned, that is your civil services exam, as far as it is concerned, you must always say in your interview that electoral bonds is the system of increasing transparency, because Mr. Arun Jaitley had said that if the government lies, then an IAS officer should also lie. If the government lies, मतलब अगर झूठ बोलती है गवर्नमेंट, ओके, if the government lies, then the IAS officer must also lie, okay, तो IAS officer ने भी फिर झूठ बोलना चाहिए, ठीक है ना. व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप पे सच बोल सकता है, he can say truth on the WhatsApp group or on the personal WhatsApp chats, but in the form of press conference and in the form of UPSC answer sheet and in the form of UPSC interview, even the IAS officer must lie, okay, even the IAS officer must lie. उसने भी झूठ बोलना चाहिए, IAS ऑफिसर ने भी, ठीक है ना. उसको भले ही सच पता हो, even if he knows the truth inside, okay, even if he knows the inside truth, still he should lie, okay, although he can tell truth to the journalist in his ears, okay, although he can tell the truth to the journalist in his ears in secret, okay, but he cannot declare that electoral bond system is a system of legal corruption, okay, corruption has been legalized after electoral bonds. This an IAS officer can never accept, okay, it can never accept. In your UPSC examination also you must write this fact, whatever Arun Jaitley said, whatever Mr. Arun Jaitley said, you must write the same thing for electoral bonds in your UPSC answer sheet, in your UPSC interview, everywhere you must say that electoral bond system has been brought in order to increase transparency in the political funding process. Okay, this is what you must say in interview, in your answer sheets, in your, when you become IAS officer, in your press conference also, you must say this only. Okay, unless the government changes. If the government changes and if they discontinue electoral bonds, then obviously you have to take the favor of that particular government. That electoral bond was, suppose in 2024, suppose I am saying, although the chances are very low, okay, although the chances are very low, but suppose I am saying, suppose in 2024, suppose Congress wins. Suppose in 2024 Congress wins. Suppose I am saying very low chances are there, but I am saying suppose if it wins. And suppose in 2024 it discontinues the system of electoral bonds. Congress discontinues the system of electoral bonds in 2024 suppose. So what will happen? You will be IAS officer at that time. So you will have to take the favor of Congress then. And you will have to say clearly that the electoral bond system was a system of fraud. Okay, it was a system of legal corruption. That's why it was stopped. Okay. So this is the thing. This is what is the true dharma. That this is what is the true what we can say responsibility. Okay, this is what is the ethics of your of an IAS officer. Okay, so thank you very much. Okay, so hopefully you got the picture very clear. Okay, thank you very much. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat. Happy Dussehra to all of you once again.